really sub-Saharan Africa.
We
Basically,
live.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was looking into. That's what I was like, that was interesting. And then a
Negroland.
Negroland chef was talking about. I looked that up too. It was like first terms of Negroland or Negro was the Portuguese in Africa, like 1400 or something like that. So I was like, damn, that's pretty interesting. Let me see what I'm doing. And even the Dark Continent shit, you know what I mean? The Dark Continent was more about savagery in the beginning as opposed to race.
Cause they ain't had no clothes and all that type shit. Or like they felt like they felt. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I heard some good conversations on that, man.
So you see it in Chat GPT?
Oh yeah, I see it. Go ahead, kick it off, yo. Let me see.
We live. I'm supposed to play DQ got a joint he wanted me to play too.
We live. Huh?
Yeah. So DQ got a little joint he wanted me to play too. I can play it real quick. Yeah.
Oh, I got some fire with the Black Lamb, boy. Hold it. I got some fire.
That's a new joint. We live.
Yeah, we live.
Let me get DQ new joint up real quick, man.
Oh, I see you fixed that avatar, yo.
Yeah.
Send me that whatchamacallit. I'm gonna put it on there.
What that? What one?
The what's it called? On the video. Sosa's World.
Or the thumbnail?
Yeah.
All right.
That shit hot. Think you're on to something.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to get the little marketing shit up. I was trying to figure out how to put that mug in the goddamn in the like the corner of the video while we, you know what I mean? Like how you have it when you play while you know what I'm saying, a little signature. So you know
you mean like we got the pseudo killers right there?
Yeah.
I think I'm looking to it. I think it might just be. No, you could do on the stream, y'all. You can pull it up when you're ready to go. You can pull it. You can have a pack like so. You can have your own package with all your shit, with all your songs, all your things, which is totally different from anything else. You get it?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to do it, pull it off in the Zoom. You can
Oh,
do it.
you ain't pulling that shit off in the
Yeah,
Zoom.
you can do it, but you know what I'm saying? That's why I was fucking around with it. You know what I'm saying?
You preload shit in the Zoom? I didn't know that.
Making me set up. Hell yeah.
Wow.
I'm finna get DQ going real quick in the joint. So you can hear it.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say give it up one time to the Abbott, y'all.
Yes.
He creates these experiences that, broaden everything that we see. He don't just stop at a record. You know, he brings you more than that. And
can you hear the audio?
Loud and clear.
For sure.
I wanted to grab the mic from you tonight when you was walking off and say, give it up, So this time I'm doing it in front of all your friends, right?
Give it up.
Absolutely. To Bobby.
Yes. For Bobby.
Look, I said I bomb atomically, properly, chopping these purple chronic leaves, finders fees in my pocket, like my Honda keys. Sauce on my nugget, ways piling these. Manhattan was happen, chop a lot of cheese. Now how can these bird over feather, flock of geese try to stop my chakra heat when I'm rocking beats? Socrates, Pythagorean theorem, in fact I can cure him for whack interference. Now pour my sake, please. I'm just getting my name up, blowing my name up like I smoke up propane pumps. Every other week my car was parked at the airport. My life is so unique that you don't know what I'm there for. So therefore, need to go and love who you care for. They say health is wealth and you niggas is dead poor. Talking a lot of shit, but the kid done read more than your average Christian, Muslim, or feds more. Get to the bag, I say. Steady making haters mad, I say. I listen what my grandma say. You better get your shit together. And we steady getting jet lag, I say. Headed to the bag, I say. I listen what my grandma say. You better get your shit together. Bomb atomically, properly, chopping these purple chronic leaves. Finders fees in my pocket, like my Honda keys. Sauce on my nugget, ways piling these. Manhattan was happen, chop a lot of cheese. Now how can these bird over feather, flock of geese try to stop my chakra heat when I'm rocking beats? Socrates, Pythagorean theorem. In fact, I can cure him for whack interference. Now put my sake, please. Confidently and respectfully, per use, respecting me intellectually. Finding words in my recipe to represent my weaponry. Treat the beat like a recipe. Fried cabbage and 808s is my favorite treat. Don't it take a seat when I'm in categories to save the speech. Only thing you accepting is straight defeat. My presence accepted by the elites. Gods of this rap shit can hear a God whenever I speak. So we gon' get to the bag, I say. Steady making haters mad, I say. I listen what my grandma say. You better get your shit together. And we steady getting jet lag, I say. Headed to the bag, I say. I listen what my grandma say. You better get your shit together. Bomb atomically, properly, chopping these purple chronic leaves. Finders fees in my pocket, like my Honda keys. Sauce on my nugget, ways piling these. Manhattan was happen, chop a lot of cheese. Now how can these bird over feather, flock of geese try to stop my chakra heat when I'm rocking beats? Socrates, Pythagorean theorem. In fact, I can cure him for whack interference. Now put my sake, please.
Yeah, I like that. That's hot.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Sure, we
Mhm.
live. You already know what it is, man. Black African power, man. What's going on?
Man, what's going on, man? What it do, brother? What it
What's
do?
good? What's popping?
Hey, man, enjoying the flow, man. Was going back over the last show, taking some notes, seeing what I could polish up. hmm You know me.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna draw the lane early since
Yeah, drive her.
we got good sock close a couple out to rock out. You know what I mean?
Early and often. What time we got to meet? So we got 2 hours and a half. Time is it?
So it's about 6:30, isn't it?
Yeah, 6:30. Got the meetings 4:30, 5:30. Yeah, we got just 2 hours. 4:30, 5:30, 5:30, 6. Yeah, got 2 hours. Yep.
Yeah, you'll be
hmm
good. Yeah, so
You dropped the link.
yeah, I'm about to drop it now. So you want to run down your final sledgehammer on what Black African power mean to you? Then we're gonna show then we'll get into how why Africa got the name, why they start using the term Black Africa in Africa and stuff, and get into the whole shit, the Negroland. When you follow the whole Negroland, it's kind of interesting because when I went down that path,
Mhm.
it took me to I went down a rabbit hole. I was all in the Philippines. There's there's an island over there called Negro Islands. I know. I mean, where those indigenous Filipinos, live. You know what I mean? And they call them. They still call them Negroes. The Negritos over in the Philippines. Them folks indigenous. When you look at some of the photos, you look at them, you'll think, oh man, they black. You'll think they're us when you look at them. You know what I mean? But you realize them folks indigenous. They split off from the Aboriginal Australians, and I think like an Asian branch, some type of Asian branch. I'll get to it when we get there. You know what I mean? But you want to get your rundown on the stamp on your Black African power perspective.
Yeah, man. I didn't even know it was gonna take off like that. You know what I'm saying? And but I know my vision for it was to kind of like, take the shame off of Africa because I kind of understood, the route we was going. And the route we was going was, we was embracing our African Americanness. And, with the atheism, it was going to be some things that were just going to get washed out. Simple as that. And so, I kind of walked the people real slow. The real black atheism, I just wanted, I walked them slow. I didn't take it all away from them. Right? I just eased it. So, so for me, the black African power was to embrace the Americanness, the blackness in America, and then the continental Africanness, just understanding the heritage. And not feel like just being an African American, you should disrespect your African culture and customs just because you don't believe. Europeans do it all the time. They might not be a Christian, but they still embrace their heritage. And so I wanted to be able to do that. And so since about 6 or 7, my cousin was the first one that gave me the inkling. I heard him say it. The nigga say, I'm black and I'm proud, yo. I was like, damn. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm black and I'm proud. Big up to Sean, man. You know what I mean? Big up to him. And he not with us, but that saying right there. And so later on, I got a chance to get some influence on in these types of conversations. Yo. I just wanted to be like something slick, black African power, nigga. What you saying? Yeah, I'm saying, yo, that I'm proud to be an African American and I'm proud to have African ancestry. So that was, for me. And I think the thing that really surprised me was that when you put the slogan in ChatGPT, yo, it get it right. So I must have said it enough and the way I expressed it enough that, when you look back on the ChatGPT, it talks about it. So, that's deep. Now, the conversation you about to talk about dealing with Black Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, the saying, my slogan actually, I wasn't even touching on that. Not even a little bit. Wasn't. I was thinking about, what could I embody, as an African American, but still show respect to my ancestors and my most ancient ancestors, man. I still vibe off of that, man. I'm an African American, but boy, you know what I mean? Now, I might not cuss you out if you say I used to cuss you out if you say fuck Africa. Now I might not cuss you out. Now I think I'm mature past that, but yeah, I'm still, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm still grounded and feeling good to be able to tell the story accurately, yo. You know what I mean? From 300,000, to 2024, yo. And I pride myself on being able to have a little understanding of all those pieces, small pieces, you know what I'm saying? Segments in history, yo. I pride myself in that, yo. And I just, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Sosa, I just see it different than a lot of people see it. I mean, you know how you do your thing, how you see what you see, like your vision, like how you see it. You know what I'm saying? So, we all have a way of seeing it the way we see it, yo, and I think that's important, yo. So yeah, man, the Negroland, that's gonna be a nice discussion. And Black Africa, what it meant by that, that's gonna be a good discussion, man. Yeah, but that's what I was with that. Yeah, I'll put that shit in ChatGPT, yo, put you right there. Interesting.
You want to you got your ChatGPT loaded up?
Yeah, I got it loaded up.
Go ahead and do that first,
All
because we can
right,
see
okay.
what because ChatGPT be goddamn that should be wild.
Yeah, the
Like
ChatGPT, you know what I'm saying?
once you put it on the internet, like it's documented these days. Like you can't even run from it. You know,
Oh
video.
yeah, you can't run from it, man. It's crazy, yo.
Like you talk.
Document.
I'll let you share your
Yeah.
screen and I get a piece of everybody building, man. Peace, man. So Marlon, man. We got Chef in the building, man. Belicia, peace, sis. Got Dr. Mo, peace, Monica Lamb in the building, peace, man. Tony Fentane, man. Fentanyl Fentane, that's what I'm call you, bro. Sister Safa, peace. Thomo, what's good, fam? Chef Smooth, Patah Amon.
I ain't talking to Chef's more until you
Everybody,
learn how to read
everybody
sentence.
Chef Smooth, man. Like Chef Smooth got a delay show. What's up, man? Chef Smooth gonna redeem himself today, man. I can feel it, man.
No, he ain't. Reggie redeemed himself. He restored my confidence.
Yeah, Rod Rich, yeah, yeah. we ain't losing brothers with Black History Month now. Now March, you know what I'm saying? We start trimming the fat. But, Bitterman History Month, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna stay connected as much as possible.
Yeah. You know, I turn this shit down. I don't be trying to hear that shit. Don't be in the middle of no pandemic, yo. Oh, that shit wild, yo. I swear it is, yo. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put this up here.
You need to damn change the view. Make me host our damn switch it up. That way we be on the screen, and then when you show it to be like a blackboard, you know what I'm saying? Be like we sitting in class. You know what I mean?
Say it again. What I gotta do?
You see
I ain't
that
gave you the
view?
thing yet.
Go to the view, then
Mm-hmm.
go to immersive view, and then go to like you see the style.
Oh, go ahead. You can do it now, can't you?
On the host.
You gotta be the host or co-host.
Yeah, gotta be the up on the co-host.
Yeah, you co-host. Can you do it?
Only the host can do it.
All right, hold on. All right, there you go.
Yeah, go like that. Classroom scene look pretty dope. All right, she ready now. Go ahead, shit.
All right, let me share the screen. Mm-mm-mm.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, the chat GPT be kicking you like, how the fuck they get that? Uh-huh. Yeah, so all discussions, yo, um, always deserve an ending point. Or else they just go on and on and on. So yeah, it's good to put this material out. That way just the people know. Because you know, in this whole discussion, man, people's like, and you use the term black African power. And they were saying it like it was saying something slick. That was perplexing to me. Yo. I was like, so, you know, sometimes when you say stuff, you gotta be able to hear the way people is hearing it. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta say, well, is the people hearing it, they just can't comprehend what you're saying, maybe not saying it clearer. Or maybe they just ignorant as hell and ain't gonna never see it. So you gotta make those determinations. So, you know, this be here forever, the videos be here forever. So what is meant when Brother Unk from the Amaral Squad came up with the phrase Black African Power. All right. It says, Brother Unk and Amaral Squad are known, okay, for their work promoting African-centered knowledge, debunking pseudoscience, and advocating for strong sense of African identity and heritage within the African American community. Okay, it say when Brother Unk coined the phrase Black African Power, it was a call to embrace African heritage, knowledge, and empowerment. The phrase embodies several key principles. This shit amazing, like the shit in your head. Cultural pride and awareness. We always want to be aware of who we are and where we at in our situation. We not only want to be aware of who we was across the seas, the great pond, but we also want to be aware of who we are in America. And sometimes we lose one trying to gain one. And so for me, the phrase ties that back together. It says, encouraging African Americans to take pride in their African ancestry. You should never feel bad about having African ancestry. Learn about the continent's rich history and diverse culture. That's why you always hear me say, yo, Africa is the most diverse place, yo. It's not a monolith, yo. And I keyed in on it when um people would always separate France, Russia, Germany, Britain, but would put, you know, African people all together. Like it was just one big culture, one big family, right? And you know, that's the running theme in the conscious community. But it's actually wrong, yo. Very diverse cultures. And that's why we can't understand the Egyptian conversation, because you look at it as one big happy family. Man, that's like the second largest continent in the world, man. It say, and recognize the contributions of African civilizations to the world. It say unity and solidarity, promoting unity amongst people of African descent, not just in the United States, but globally. It say the phrase is a call to support each other in the struggle against systematic racism and to work collectively towards social, economic, and political empowerment. I mean, that's the basis right here, having in support of political empowerment. A lot of people in the conscious community, they say we should say it was a pile of tricks. I remember having that thinking. I always talk about economics, right? It's the foundation in America. It's economics, yo. The reason they had such a jump because they enslaved African people, and it was the global economy. Economics, okay? Intellectual empowerment, okay? Stressing the importance of education. That's my thing. 5 children, 3 of them had degrees. One trying to figure out what college he want to go to, been accepted. She's been accepted in a couple colleges. She's planning on being a surgeon. And the other one right now, he just chilling with me. The young one. We kicking it. I'm starting to give it to him. All right. Education, though. It's about education, and it's about giving your kids tools. And I felt like in that museum with Reggie, I felt comfortable with Reggie talking to my son because I knew I told him how to fish. I ain't give him fish. So I knew he could work his way out the situation, and he did a great job. Okay, yeah, stressing the importance of education, critical thinking. This is what this is about. I was in a cult because I wasn't critically thinking. And, coming from where I come from, we was on top of our game. So then how could I let my guard down? I let my guard down because I believed in Black people, and I believed in our Blackness, and I believed in our liberation. And I believed that somebody had stole our history, yo. But I'm letting yo, these dudes out here, that's what they taking advantage of, yo. That's the string that pulls your heart. All right? Okay. But you got to start critically thinking. And the debunking of myths and misconceptions about African history and its peoples. It's a lot of wild information going around about Africa and their people right now. It advocates for an accurate understanding of history. See, that's what we're doing on the pseudo killers and the community skeptics, right? We're advocating for accurate history, rooted in credible scholarship and evidence-based research, and foundation is as a foundation of empowerment, right? I mean, when you're dealing with credible things and you root it properly, and incredible scholarship and evidence-based information, yo, that's real empowerment right there, yo. Your shit ain't gonna fall apart on you. Self-determination, right, and resistance, okay? Echoing the broader historical movements for the civil rights, right? And African liberation. Black African power calls for self-determination, resistance against oppression, and the foregoing of the positive identity independent of the narratives imposed by, look, y'all, this is my point, colonialism and racism, yo. So I want to make sure that when I go abroad, I'm not actually promoting racism and colonialism in my words because I think my struggle is everybody else's struggle. It actually not. So you can be thinking you doing people a great deed by telling they Black, and don't worry about your cultural name and your heritage, but you Black. And you could actually be promoting colonialism. You could be actually separating and dividing people within their own communities. And the fight break out about they Black. And they say, no, your name is such and such and such and such. No, I'm Black. And it's crazy. So when I'm abroad, yo, I want to make sure that I do not promote the imposed colonialism and racism. Economic empowerment. That highlights the importance of economic independence. That's why I sold dope. That's why I got stores when I sold dope, because I was looking for economic empowerment, but I did it to the detriment of my community. And that's why I'm an open book when I speak to y'all. I don't glorify the behavior because I almost lost my life twice based off that behavior. I tell you, it's a cautionary tale. That's why I tell you about my homelessness. That's why I tell you about my drug abuse. If I don't talk to you, who am I talk to? I can't keep it unless I give it away. The only way you can get that shit out of you, man, the only way you can really get that self-determination, intellectual empowerment, resistance, and economic empowerment, yo, if you get all that bad shit about you, yo. And the only way to get it about you, man, is to really talk about it. So in essence, when Brother Unc from the Armin Ross Squad introduced the phrase Black African Power, it was meant to inspire, hold on, let me get it. Let me see. Let me read it again. In essence, when Brother Unc from the Armin Ross Squad introduced the phrase Black African Power, it was meant to inspire a comprehensive and transformative approach to empowerment that is rooted in proud connection to African heritage, collective action, and the pursuit of knowledge and self-determination. Yo. And it's amazing how fucking ChatGPT, encapsulated my ideas and put in a well-organized sentence structures, yo. But that's here forever, man. So now you know what it is, man. Don't let them trick you, man, with that bullshit. Don't let them tell you what I meant. How in the hell can ChatGPT understand what I meant? And the people you've already talking to don't. But go ahead, yo. You should be ready now, yo. I just wanted to warm the crowd up a little bit, man. Drop that link, man. Get these brothers in here, man. You know what it is.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We got Chef popping on the scene. Let me get to the Black Africa joint, the Black Africa piece. Which was a little, I mean, I be learning a lot. I be in the chat GPT damn rabbit hole, man. And the damn
yeah, the more you,
from I guess from searching all the black stuff and everything like that,
mm-hmm.
I couldn't even use it for a minute. I was like suspicious activities, like what I'm saying, like it had a lock on me for a minute.
Did it?
Yeah, I had to go back to them like, yo, what's going on? I get, what I mean? I don't know if it was the nature of the questions or what was going on. I was like, yeah, it was wild, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're gonna go to Chat GPT breakdown of how the term Black Africa makes its appearance.
ChatGPT. The term Black Africa refers to regions of Africa south of the Sahara Desert, characterized by the predominance of native Black populations. This distinction is primarily geographical and cultural, highlighting the area's contrast with North Africa, which has experienced significant Arab and Mediterranean influences over centuries.
Which was, what I thought that was, I get the point, right? How they're using it, but I can see in some ways how that might be divisive. Right? Keep going.
Centuries. The origin and first use of the term are not precisely documented, but it likely emerged during the colonial period as European explorers and colonizers made distinctions between the various peoples and regions of Africa. The term Black Africa was used to differentiate the sub-Saharan regions, which were less influenced by Islam in the Mediterranean world, from the Arab and Berber populations of North Africa. This distinction was based on racial, cultural, and geographical factors. The use of the term Black Africa has been criticized and considered outdated or pejorative by some, as it simplifies the continent's vast diversity into a binary categorization based on skin color. Moreover, it reflects a Eurocentric perspective that classifies people and regions based on perceived differences. Today, terms like Sub-Saharan Africa are preferred for referring to the region, as they focus on geographical distinctions without invoking racial connotations.
Right, which I thought that piece was a little interesting because, we still find an issue with even the Sub-Saharan Africa component. Soikiata uses because Super Sahara. You know what I mean? It was turning like Super Sahara. So even I thought that little piece was a little, but I get the component though, how they was, because based on the idea or the concept that they, the Black Africa part, that component, how it was not so influenced by the Mediterranean North African component, but that with that barrier, with that desert being the barrier, they're not getting that much influence. So you're able to encapsulate a large portion of what Africa represents without necessarily being tainted so much to a degree. So I do get that aspect of it. And I do get that. I mean, I do understand the people that push back into sub-Saharan African components. So like I said, I don't take issue with using it, and I don't take issue with people who have an issue with using the term. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
I guess it's based off the way you use it, yo. If you're trying to use it as a barrier that can't be penetrated, then you're using it wrong. If you're using it to express geography and where people inhabit it, then I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But if you try to use it as something that human populations don't even do, you know what I mean? Like human populations don't even work that way. Stuck right there. And then and I always talk about how the line, it's not a straight line. It's a crooked line. So then, if you're on the other side of the line, no matter how crooked it is, what does that mean? So population don't change based off the line though, yo. It's an approximate.
right, for sure, for sure. We got what Chef in the building. What's good, Chef? Man, welcome to the show, fam.
Sosa World, what's up with y'all?
What's good, brother? How you doing, man?
Struggling.
I know you stay struggling, bro. Gotta stop struggling, yo.
Struggling.
Yeah.
He got his fist balled up.
He's struggling on his own.
That shit was hilarious, bro. I looked at that shit earlier today. I like that
Damn
shit.
funny as
Hilarious,
shit.
man. That shit, the goddamn bite of Benin. Oh, God.
Corey
Man,
crazy.
listen.
Corey crazy, y'all. I'm telling you. Corey is crazy, yo.
Goddamn bite of Benin.
Yeah, that shit was funny as shit, yo.
Corey the type of crazy dude that I'm telling you, like, yo, he the type that'll spray the whole crowd. He going hit the dudes that you want him to hit, but he gonna also potentially hit a friend. You feel me?
Friendly fire. They call it friendly fire.
Like,
Yo, he did it yesterday.
yeah, he it's like demolition. He do complete demolition. You feel me? So I mean, you need him. You feel me? Because you always need that, right? That sludge hammer, right? But sometimes it don't take a sludge hammer. When you know what I mean? Sometimes you might need a screwdriver to get something done, and he used the sludge hammer. You feel me? So I trips off of it. You know what I mean? I trips off of it. But go ahead, finish reading the Sub-Saharan joint.
Yeah, he go hard.
Yeah.
He go hard.
Yeah, I want to touch on that for the
Ingram, I got it. Yeah, I got it now, yo. It was called a Google Ngram Viewer. This is a good tool. But go ahead though. This is what I wanted to.
Yeah. Let me get it again. Let me get it. Yeah, because we gonna get and then get to that the Negroland, right? And the Negroland is an archaic term in European map and referring to European descriptions of West Africa as an area of population. You feel me? So I got the map.
What is that? Is that all the way across? Look at that. How far is that going?
Yeah.
To when? All that's Negroland.
It's like from Central Africa.
Can you see the map?
It's like from Central Africa all the way over to the Atlantic.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on, let me put it up. That's interesting shit right there.
And then
I got it right here.
The pink and the gold to separate the European settlements from Holland and Denmark. So I said Negroland and Guinea with the European settlements, you know what I'm saying, explaining what belongs to England and Holland and Denmark. Yeah. Let's see if I can make it a little big. See it better like that. I was sharing a damn picture, but I don't think y'all can see it.
Ghani.
You can look.
Guinea.
Yeah, Guinea with the gold coast and shit.
Guinea.
See Benin, the bite of Benin.
Yeah, Benin.
Got a bite in there, you know what I'm saying?
Bite.
That nigga crazy, yo.
You know,
bitter. It say bitter. See that?
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
Bite.
Yeah.
No,
see
it's bite.
BITO.
I'm trying to make it
What?
big.
Bido. You don't see Bido. You don't see that?
Oh, that's Bido. Bido, yeah, up above. That's up there.
Yeah, Bido Benin. That's what he
Rapid
was
is
trying to
different, so
say.
I don't know where.
No, no,
Nah,
no.
He
That's
wasn't
something
trying to
else.
say
it's
them two
down there
countries.
somewhere in Benin, but the
No,
map is a
the
little
Bight
different,
of
so I can't.
Benin is in the Atlantic.
Yeah, crazy. Say any motherfucker thing. What name? Let me see. Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
she's down there in Benin somewhere. Like I said, the map is a little different, so you know what I mean. This is
Nubia.
all
You
way,
look, you see Nubia right here, though, yo?
huh?
Is that the Nubia River? Is you looking at it? What you doing?
I'm making it bigger so you can see it.
Look at that shit. You ain't got it. You got it big. All right, all right, all right. Look, scroll down
Where you at?
the other way, the other way. Just scroll up, up, up. Right. You see the tag right there? And to your right. That say Nubian River. Up, 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 up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Nubian River. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So why would they put that shit that close to that? Ain't no
What?
way, yo. You ain't that's the line, the Nubia, and the Negro line. That's what they was trying to say.
Nubia.
It was like a band of people, dark-skinned people
Cause
kind of
this
band
what
all across.
yeah, this what they was rocking with. This was they controlling. I think the green. Remember now the map is separating. See, it says
Mhm.
it's separating the settlements. Some
Mm.
belong to England, some belong to Holland, some belong to Denmark.
Okay. All
So I'm
right.
saying so there's different portions that belong to different groups of
Getting
European
that money.
conquest. You feel me?
They separated niggas up to get that money, divided it up.
Uh,
They
yeah.
had already reached a what's it called? The revolution, but revolution and warfare.
Yeah.
When the warfare changed.
So again too. Let's go to the wiki. And it shows like I said, the uses came in, I think the first time I'm showing this wiki. Uses came in turn about the 1400s.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere in the 1400s when the Portuguese came in there. I had it on there. I got one damn slide. Oh, man, I was down writing that shit down. Let me get it. Yeah, earliest known use term. It said where is it? Oh, that's another one. I can't find it. But anyway, it said the term came into use during with the Portuguese expansion of 1400. And that's why they started doing the whole Negro showing, right? And then I started, navigating through the whole Negro. You know what I mean? It led me to the damn these folks. You know what I'm saying? The Negritos. You feel me? And even find out that there's still a place called Negro Island. You know what I'm saying? So, which I had no idea. You know what I mean? So I was kind of shocked. I was shocked by that whole point. But see right here, it said English around 1442, the Portuguese first arrived in southern Africa because they encountered the Bantu while trying to find a sea route to India. The term Negro, literally meaning black, was used by the Spanish and Portuguese as a simple description to refer to the Bantu peoples that they encountered. Then it goes to Negro denotes black, derived from the Latin word Niger, Proto-Indo-European word, to be dark or night, so forth, so on. You know what I mean? So, but even the complications of the Negro, what it is to be Negro, and when you're looking at what you might consider Negro, you get these people in the Philippines, the Negritos. I mean, right, when you look at them, you know what I mean. So it's definitely you have to make a distinction between what I mean, like or what you would consider black, because these people broke away from the that Australian population, the Aboriginal Australians. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole cluster of them over there, different ethnic groups that they all consider they're all under filling the classification as Negro. You know what I mean? So yes, I was in a rabbit hole today, looking at the whole, you know what I mean, going through the whole little joint. But yeah, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, man.
All right, we can test it. We can see. Okay, hold on. All right, we're gonna do this. All right. Let me show you this tool. I'm gonna introduce everybody to this tool. I did it before, but I didn't really go. But make sure I do it on I'll show it to you. Let me share this for y'all. This is a good one for y'all. When we arguing over terms and stuff, right? This is the tool y'all use on Google. It's called Google Books Ngram Viewer, right? And let's see what about Ngram is. It say when you enter a phrase into the Google Books Ngram Viewer, it displays a graph showing how those phrases have occurred in the corpuses of books. Okay, over selected years. All right, then you got advanced usage. A few features of Ngram Viewer may appear to users who want to dig a little deeper into the phrase usage. Wildcat search, inflection search, case-sensitive search, part of speech tags, Ngram composition. All right, that's all that. So let's get right to it real quick. Let's see. So this is my term we put in here. We putting sub-Saharan Africa in here. So let's see when it first started to appear in corpuses. So you can see the years right here, right? How many books has been equal to years down here. All right, that's the year. All right, this term is in high usage. This is interesting in the 1990s, sub-Saharan Africa. It fell off in use, okay? So right about now, 2017, 2019, it's not as in high usage, right? How many books is it in? All right, low, look. So there's 0.0003068. You can actually click it and get to the books too, which actually have it in there. All right, but in the 1800s, it was in low. It wasn't. You wasn't finding it in books like that. Can y'all understand the graph?
Yeah, the term didn't exist. It was like I said, it would be Black Africa up until a certain. I'm probably even that. Yeah, it might have been Black Africa back then. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started with originate with Black Africa. Black Africa was replaced by Sub-Saharan.
Saharan Africa. They was trying to do better without using racial terms and stuff to denote. So it represents people trying to get better. You know what I mean? You hear me up?
I hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right. They was trying. Absolutely.
And then, by doing it, like us saying it, even us using it in our different arguments with you because you had a lot of pushback with the racialized categories. Then when we started using Sub-Saharan Africa to try to mediate that so we can explain exactly what we were saying even better, you then started pushing back with that. So it was like, it's like, how do we show that there's different zones and populations and stuff without, using these terms that, that show these clans and populations, right? So everywhere that we turned, it was pushback. So it was just like, damn, like, so we can't properly define what we're saying, because every time we try to define it even more clear, there still becomes pushback. You dig what I'm saying? It got frustrating. You know what I mean? Because it's like y'all just don't want us to say.
You say y'all. Like, you say y'all. Say me. Say me. I gave pushback on terms.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm just me. There's a reason for it.
Right. But it's the same way. Like, say if you went over there and you had a conversation with Reggie neutral. For the most part. Ain't nothing never get nasty between you and Reggie, so I use Reggie. And he'll say, well, you can't use the term Egypt because Egypt didn't exist at that time. It'd be like, bro, it's a broad term to explain, that geography that we're talking about. Like, they'll muddy the conversation to where you can't use nothing. You can't explain what you're saying in no way, because there's always a time when the term wasn't in use. There was always a time. So they'll keep pushing it to a point where you can't actually define what you're saying. You dig what I'm saying? It's like you don't want me to be able to say what I'm saying. So now you're playing word games. You dig what I'm saying? It gets crazy in these conversations.
So that's why. All right. So that's why being cool and calm and not arguing through the shit is very important. And so the term Sub-Saharan Africa is actually derogatory to certain people. So that's why I was bringing that up. And saying you can't say Egypt is all the shit you just said. In actuality, because nigga, you come on, yo, you know what I'm talking about. So if you say Sub-Saharan African, right, and we show the map right here. Let me show the map. This is why it gets real terms like Middle Eastern and all that, it's not really. I'm not actually like gigging y'all for it. I'm just making you aware because scientists struggle with these terms too. They trying to get rid of these terms like that. And you still find Negroid pop up. Okay? You still find black and white pop up. In America, you got it in the census. Right? You can see them trying to get out of it because they say, well, you African American, black, such, right? Because it's wild, yo. It's like you like how do you explain this? Let me do this. Like if you're talking about population, you want to say as close to scientific terms as possible. All right. So if you're trying to have this conversation right here, right? And watch this, yo. This what Corey got into trouble at. You want to say that black people, right, are actually the sub-Saharan African. It's black Africa. Bet. But then you're going to argue that there ain't no black people in Egypt or the Egyptians ain't black. Bet. So now you find yourself in a conundrum because look at what sub-Saharan Africa is. Sudan, right? It's clearly marked as sub-Saharan Africa. It's sub-Saharan Africa right here. But if I pull up another map, Northeast Africa, it'll be in Northeast Africa, right? And then, so which one is it? Are the Nubians black people? If the Nubians are black people, then we can show archaeological remains of Nubians being numerous in Egypt, right? And living as Egyptians. So then the argument now is, then what are we actually talking about? Then it really is black people based off using terms. There really is sub-Saharan Africans in Egypt. You get it?
Corey,
and so to separate all that shit.
Though. Corey don't make the argument. He don't make the argument.
Yeah, he argued yesterday about black.
His argument is
black.
that
who made the argument about black then?
Are African Americans, and all of their ancestors, meaning everybody could trace their lineage back to Central Africa, Nigeria, all those West African regions. Anything, all them other shit, East Africa, none of that shit's black. South Africa ain't black to him. He's only, you know what I'm saying? His argument is he's not arguing with whole sub-Saharan Africa to be black. He's not. So he's not.
He just arguing that didn't make no sense.
Yeah. All the countries involved in the slave trade that brought us to America. That's his argument.
Yeah, that's what type of, never heard of that shit before.
That's just that's his argument. Yeah.
That is non-scientific. We can't come to grip. We can't argue that then.
Yeah, whereas sub-Sahara means everything below that Sahara is.
Nah, but look, half of Sudan is below that area, yo.
Yeah, below it. Yeah.
It is. Look, there go the line.
Yeah. I'm saying,
You can't argue that shit.
Yeah, South Sudan. Yeah, North Sudan is above and South Sudan. So yeah, because the Sahara cuts into Sudan.
Yeah, so I'd rather use like ethnicity. I'd rather
but you can't do that when you're talking about a region, no.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, it's too much, you can't call it all ethnicity.
It's too broad.
Yeah,
no, I'm saying if we talking about a particular, but you can't use the black thing because now you're arguing against yourself.
No, and so I think that's I think that's the issue, right? So what we have to do is, if we are engaging in a conversation with each other and we understand the terms and why we're using them, then we shouldn't bog down the conversation when we know that these things can be used for specific things, right? Even the term Negro or Negroid, right? We might don't like it, but it actually explains something.
Yeah, I can't.
The term sub-Saharan African, we might don't like it no more, but it actually explains something, right? So I think like all of them, if you use them out of whack, it could become, you think what I'm saying? It's exactly what you're saying. But in specific instances, when you're trying to point out populations and geography and different things, I think they could be used in our layman conversation to explain certain things. I think we have to use these words so we can tease out, because when we're talking about North Africa and these populations and different things, I think you need almost every term to tease out what because people are on top of each other. Like when you mention Sudanese or Nubians in Egypt, those things got to be explained, and it's going to take all of the different words used over millennia because if you go back to certain books, right, that explained it, then at certain times they use certain terms, right? So it's like, do we not use these older records just because they use words in it that's out of date now, right?
Chef friend, I think we have to go
No,
to
man,
when
you
That
come
good guy,
in
you
cutting
dove in.
off,
You
good
dove
guy.
in. You dove in. That good guy.
Dove in like he was in the
You're making
swimming
this
pool.
point. You're making land this plane.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's like I want to be able to use,
Caucasian.
No, I want to be able
Negroid.
to use references, right, from previous eras. I don't, because I think that they made significant points. I don't think that all of their work is outdated just because some of their terms is outdated. That's just like Darwin used outdated terms, but we still get the gist of what he's saying.
Like
and
what?
You explained that to me, like using the word race for certain things. We don't use the word race the way he used it in Victorian English, right? But we able to tease out what he actually meant. You dig what I'm saying?
It wasn't the word wasn't race. It was
I totally get what you're saying, right?
variety.
But we don't variety, right? We don't use the word race the way he was using it. You feel me?
He used the word variety, yo. He didn't use the word race.
He
used the word
did use
variety.
the word race.
To something in the races. You know, the
Favorite races. But he was talking about variety though.
Yeah, but he used the word race, but he's just saying that
he
used it for a different way that we use race now. We don't use race for variety, like we don't using the way he did it back then. We hear race, we think one thing. We think,
and we don't throw Darwin's work out the window because he used.
No, ho. Yeah, you messing that completely up, yo. That's why conversations is hard, yo.
So you think everybody who used sub-Saharan African,
no,
they were using it racially?
No, not at all. I'm trying to show you that Darwin's choice of words was proper. And if you understand the work he was doing, he was the one saying it wasn't no races. His work was saying that. Because at the time period, they was using Negroid, Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Oceania, Native American. Remember? They said there was 5 races on this time. Remember, Darwin was a monogenist, yo. So if a person reading that sentence and saying, yo, he mean different races, then I know you don't understand Charles Darwin's work. That's completely different from using the term.
But that's not what I'm saying, no.
Caucasoid. No, you saying that and I'm saying you messing that up right there. You got to be saying that.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that he used the word races, right? Now, show me show me in a modern anthropology book when they're using the word races like Darwin. They don't.
Yeah, but it meant two separate.
Yeah, we get that. Yeah, we understand that.
Get that. Yo, why you do this to me?
No, we understand that.
No, you gotta relax. Hold on, yo, calm down. Calm your ass down. Calm down.
I want to go to Darwin. Like we understand.
I'm off Darwin. I want to show y'all something here. I don't think nobody's actually aware of this. The race didn't even mean what it meant.
I'm telling
you. To Darwin, yes. We get it. To Darwin, yes.
Hold on. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna find this. I found this to be quite interesting. I think I just think you still use that all up though, yo, because I don't think we should use the word Caucasoid, yo. Or Negroid.
The Caucasoid
in modern anthropology. I don't think that's worth it.
I'm saying that there were competent people back then that wrote about populations, and I think that some of them made great points. And it would be crazy if we threw out their work just because they used outdated terms back then. And that was the language that they was working with, right? They had to use the, you see what I'm saying? Like that's
it was scientific racism though. That's the point. It was racist. That's why they don't use the terms for no other reason, but it was racist. And it marginalized and separated people.
In some instances, but like Negroid, they wouldn't, even when it came into the science at a certain point, because it took a while even to get Negroid out. And even they wasn't using it to be racist at a certain point, but the term was still there.
What point would
that be? Like, you know what? We need to get away from it because of the implications of it. Same thing like sub-Saharan Africa. Like some people may say that we need to get away from it, even though they're not using it in a racial way. The implications of it means such, and they, look to just move away from the term in general.
Because it didn't make no sense, yo.
No,
That's why they got away from
Sub-Saharan
it.
Africa makes sense. I get it. I get the Sub-Saharan Africa thing. When you talk
I
about
ain't
the
talking about
influence
the,
stuff like that, you're not going to see that type of strong
yeah, you switch to the Sub-Saharan
Mediterranean
African thing
influence.
now.
I mean, no,
But back
I
again.
push back against. Now, when
What you
when I hear
mean?
Caucasus or the Negro, I do kind of cringe. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I
I
understand
cringe
the
on
point,
that.
though.
Right.
I understand the point, but I do kind of cringe on that.
Well, what's the point? I'm listening. What's the point?
Mm.
Give me your point.
No, I understand what they mean when they say it.
What do they mean?
When they say Negroid,
Yeah.
we're talking about a particular phenotype.
Phenotype, right?
Okay.
Like Caucasoid, that's a particular phenotype. It's a Caucasoid. You know what I mean?
All right, y'all see the screen, right?
Yeah.
It's confusion. This is utter confusion right here, yo. They didn't did this. There's no way you can figure out shit with that. At this point, you trapped by your eyes. You've segregated people. You mischaracterized the whole thing. All white people don't even look like the nigga in the middle at all. You can't tell who the guy in Ocean is. That a Negro? Is that a what the hell? And that's why it was a category. That's why they put that white boy in the middle, because he said, I'm the leader of the pack. I'm superior. And they put him there, put everybody else on the outskirts of civilization, yo. That's why they did that. And now for us to try to make some sense out of that shit, no, do what they saying. Do what they doing. Get rid of the shit. Find a better way to explain it. And I think they have. I actually think they have. So maybe I'm saying what I've learned over the years of arguing, that, man, y'all don't gotta see it the way I see it. I'm gonna stay right here with them. They invented scientific racism. And if they ain't trying to use it, it must be a damn good reason why not, yo. I read a lot of shit, and that shit was confusion. Wild. We ain't gonna never get nowhere thinking we smarter than them to reintroduce the shit, and they trying to get rid of it. They trying to do it even better now.
When we see something, or when somebody is trying to describe something that will be considered Negroid, what would you use? What term would you use?
You just wouldn't use it. You would call this ethnicity and what part of the world lived at.
You find a skull, right? And if I said the skull was Caucasoid, right? Regardless of race, talking phenotype, you would know what I meant. So what would you replace with the term Caucasoid? You feel? That would be a better way of moving along. You know what I mean? So we can have words that we can use when we both know what we mean without it being a racial implication to it, an offensive term.
I think he went on hold.
Huh?
I think he muted out real quick.
Oh. Yeah.
No,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Sosa, I hear you, but I don't agree. I was trying to pick up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up some skulls, yo, because I don't think they do that like that no more. I don't think they do that.
If we're doing it, we're gonna find the right verbiage.
So you're gonna find the right verbiage
down in the conversation. Because like when they say Negro skull, like I said, they cringe, but I know what they mean. That just cringe.
What they mean?
There's no different than I cringe when I heard
that. Hold on, what do a Negro look like, yo? That's what I'm asking you now.
They're talking about a particular type of feature.
Let me show you
about
here. They talking
broader
about
nose.
Hold on. I agree with you. And
circular eye socket.
Yeah, we just pull up with Negro.
Pragmatism in the jaw.
Let's pull up what Negro meant.
Damn, yeah.
What it explained and
okay.
Usage.
All right.
We'll go to ChatGPT. We work.
Now that's an interesting thing right there, yo. Damn, what was I gonna pull up, yo? I'm trying to pull the map up. You had it, Negroland. What? Shit, man. Was this it? No, it's all in there, yo. Where they start marking that shit off, yo. Crazy.
Yeah, and in the human variety, right?
Crazy, yo.
It does become a great area, right?
Crazy.
Where you would look at it and say, okay, this skull type clusters with this skull type, right? Then you have points where some skull types, can blur the line, right? So they can't tell. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
Look, yo,
because features can overlap in different populations of people.
they do. You see
So
this,
I
right?
get
You looking?
Sharing, I'm seeing the 5 races, huh?
Now look at the Negroid though, yo. Who the fuck look like that, yo? That's not no way. You might find 30 people that look like that. That's not really
no,
it.
it's a whole
Yeah, you
group of
find
people
more
that
than
look
30
like
niggas
that.
like
You
that. But I'm
get no,
saying
they'll get my
that's not
point.
just
No,
that's
no,
just
no,
not
no,
the
no.
only way that we're gonna look at Africa's diverse.
Right.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but if we're talking about that look versus,
No, you get my point, yo.
I get. I'm saying I get your point, but
Yeah, that's in one. That's in one small. That's in
yeah,
like a.
we don't disagree right there. So I'm saying,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
if
why I
you
was
find
horrible.
if you find an African phenotype that look like that white man right there, right?
Yeah, you can find
What
that.
would you? How would you? I'm just figuring out so we can get better terminology. What terminology would you use to differentiate the skull?
They wouldn't. They do because they
from-
realized they couldn't actually do it, yo. It's even it. Yeah, I
No,
tell
no,
you, I get. Hold
regardless
on.
of race. No, I'm
No,
talking
no,
about
No,
regardless of
I
race
get what
now.
I'm saying.
No,
You know
I'm
what
gonna
it
show you
is, yo?
something, nigga.
Look,
It's so
hold
hard to
on.
even. Go ahead.
You know what it is, yo?
What?
That they would pick a handsome white man, right, and put Joe in the middle.
Yeah.
But for this variety of human beings, they will pick a ugly nigga. So that's crazy. So I can see your pushback, yo. Like, why you couldn't go get a handsome man and draw him as being the epitome of what that variety of human, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was playing with
Yeah,
us, yo.
I get, so if,
They
listen,
did way too much, yo. That's part of
they
it
do
too.
too much. Like, go get an
Yeah,
ugly white man and put him up
yeah,
there.
yeah. Put
You
one of
dig
the
what I'm
wild
saying? To
motherfuckers up
say,
there.
yeah. So they do too much with this. You dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you dig what
They
I'm saying?
do it constantly, though. I got the books, yo. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. I
yeah,
got them. Remember?
yeah.
That's all they did. You was
They'll
like, huh?
right. They'll take the ones with the most unappealing features,
Yep.
put the arrangement of features together. All right, so what I do is, right, what I teach, right, even in my textbooks, when we teach facial shapes, right, we say that the oval facial shape is the most appealing to the human eye, right?
Okay.
So
Yep.
people with right, so the person with oval, and then we go into different features, right? We have to learn cheekbones, symmetry, right? You know what styles to look good on different facial shapes. We got to go through all of that, right? But even in these books, it tells you that throughout all of the so-called varieties of human beings, in any population, that oval facial shape seems to be more appealing to most people.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
And they'll take the features
That's not
that we
appealing.
have, right? And mash that into one human being and say, this is what black people look like.
Yeah, that's not
crazy.
That's the point.
You know what I mean?
Yep. That's
Now
what I'm saying. And I also want to add that it's hard to even determine like Homo sapiens sapiens when they trying to categorize this shit. That's one of the hardest things to do is to categorize shit. Cause it ain't it's like a gray line right there. So yeah, you make a great point, and that's what I'm saying. They just pick the wild niggas and say, yeah, that's the big lips and the pepper. Come on, yo.
So you'll take a Brad Pitt, right?
They'll say Brad
Pitt, right? They'll say Brad Pitt is a handsome man, right? Across the board, most women in every culture gonna say Brad Pitt is handsome, right? Now, but they will take somebody that probably look like Beetlejuice out of the black so-called black community and put that up, right? But you supposed to take somebody like what's the new dude that supposed to play Blade, Mashallah Ali, right?
Okay.
You would actually
somebody has a general feature.
Take Mashallah Ali, and that's who most women across all different ethnic groups say Mashallah Ali is a handsome black man. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
don't take no crazy looking person. You know what I mean? Because
I got the books. They did that.
That's what they did to us.
Did that shit on
They'll
purpose,
take
yo.
a funny looking black woman and put her up against Miss America when you can take a beautiful black woman from Kenya and say that her features exhibited all cross-culturally, she would be an attractive human woman in any, you know what I mean, in any society. Those features would still be considered attractive.
God, I
And
had it, yo.
they've been doing us dirty for years.
But they
You know
ain't
what I
had no
mean?
cameras neither, nigga. They was drawing this shit exaggerated like the Egyptians did.
Mhm.
The Egyptians exaggerated the Nubian features. They did that shit too, just exaggerate shit. Your lips bigger than they really was. You know, it's about symmetry in your face. They took all that away, yo.
Yeah, because see, I'm looking for it in Chat GPT, and they give me what it is, but they're not really giving me a replacement for it. You know, they're
Oh.
saying they're moving away from it. I guess they just give the measurements, just walk away.
Yeah, and say you Homo
Right.
sapien sapien.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's still, you have, I mean, I guess, because look, because it says, because I put it in terms of anthropology, and I said set aside race. So it says, in terms of anthropology, setting aside outdated and discredited racial categorization. When early anthropology referred to Negroid skull or similar terms, they were attempting to describe specific physical or morphological characteristics observed in the skulls of some population, particularly those of sub-Saharan Africa. So these characteristics included but not limited to cranial shape, referring to the overall shape inside of the skull, forehead, observation often noted a sloping forehead, nasal index, this refers to the width of the nose compared to its height, with the wider nose being one of the characteristics associated with this classification. Prognathism, the degree of forward projection of the jaw, maxilla, and mandible was often noted. Cranial capacity, measurements and estimation of the brain's volume based on the internal capacity of the skull. Facial angle, the angle formed by lines from the forehead to the jaws, with implications about facial protrusion. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes on, these descriptions were part of an effort to systematically categorize human diversity based on observable physical traits. However, it's important to note that the methodologies used, such as craniometry, right? We talked about that before. The measurement of the skull and its feature were often flawed by biases and preconception about hierarchy and superiority among different groups. The aim was to create a typology of human variation, but this approach was deeply entangled with the scientific racism prevalent in the 19th and early 20th century. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes, modern anthropology moved away from these simplistic biological unfounded classification towards a more nuanced understanding of human diversity. You know, that explains everything, but it doesn't really, I guess, like I said, it doesn't say, instead of Negroid, say this. It doesn't really say anything like that.
I think we can actually get to it. Because they just trying to classify them. They want to talk about ethnicity, yo. Because you can swear, yo, you looking at the person as something else and not that and make a total mistake, yo. And then we got some general features.
I said,
right?
Race aside, though, like not being racist, if I tell you I found a skull and I told you that shit was Negroid, you would know kind of what I was talking about. It should have sound racist, but you have an idea, you'd be like, "What's going on? Kind of wild." You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I hear it, I cringe. Don't get me wrong, like you listen.
I'm not agreeing with that, yo. I done seen.
You know what the hell I'm saying. Now you listen.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying
even when I say sub-Saharan Africa, that shit offends you, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
saying.
What I'm trying to tell you is that's the shit that got humanity fucking enslaved. That right there. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all seen Django, right?
Yeah, I've seen Django.
All right. Remember the man that thought he knew all the shit? Was classifying motherfuckers. Remember him? That was they was throwing into the scientific racism.
So hold on. If that's the thing that got, now I'm not disagreeing. I'm just I just want to throw something.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Chef's go back to your avatar, right? And then hit the plus sign, and then you can make a person instead of an animal and shit. I think he even got the Egypt background. Like, how did nigga find the Egypt background? Chef's that shit crazy. Go to the plus, go to the avatar, bro. Hit the plus sign, and then you can create a whole man, and then make it.
Hey, Sosa, how do you get to your avatar off of your phone?
Man, I have no idea, Jay. You got the wrong guy. I can't do it on my damn phone. I tried.
Because this is my same Zoom account, so my avatar should be in here.
Yeah,
but I don't know how to get to it.
Yeah, I don't know if it means I don't know if you got a lock. Oh, he says, "Are you logged in?" I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how to do that shit, bro. But go ahead. For the make a statement.
Oh,
I talked about the Negroid skull. He was terms.
Oh, I don't know what I was about to say. Go ahead.
I said I made mention of how, like, if I said Negro, it would sound racist, but you would kind of know what nigga was talking about. Even though the shit sound racist, you would have an idea of what kind of skull I had in my hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't know what I was about to say.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
I said I get the pushback though. I get, like I said, when I hear it too, I crunch, especially when niggas be like, the skull was Caucasoid. You know what I'm saying? That shit. You know what I mean? Because it takes me back to goddamn. I be thinking about Chancellor Williams and shit. I used to hate reading their books, and you know what I mean. But it was more of just murkiness in modern times. Like we got other books, so that's my push. They just use the other books. You feel me? But,
why the hell the recording stop?
I don't know what's going on. We still live. Make sure. Yeah, we still live. Yeah, y'all make sure I hit the like button. Chef's been working his man out. Yeah, he put it together. Like, I can't get the background to work now like that. Yeah. That's dope though. The little Egyptian stuff in the background.
I don't know why did it stop? I didn't do nothing to it. No, the stream's still going, but in here, stop.
Oh, because there was some type of timer set.
Did it? Oh, it stopped recording like after an hour or two. You can do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Either way,
I gotta send permission to you. You gotta accept the permission. You gotta say, yeah, we can keep the meeting going. It's a book called Indigenous Races, yo.
Anyway, go ahead.
It's a book called Indigenous Races, yo. Hold on. Let me get this real quick. I'm gonna come back. Yo, go ahead, y'all. Keep going.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I thought it was interesting from the whole Negroland perspective. Like
that, and that's how we got into the whole thing with Unc and Black African power. You dig what I'm saying? It's like now we about to go down the rabbit hole because all of these things existed. Oh, I know what I was about to say. You say that racism was how we got to slavery. So, and I wasn't about to disagree, but like it got to be more to that because it was Black people that was capturing the slaves, you know what I mean, and selling them to the Europeans, right? They was capturing people that looked just like them. So were they being racist? You dig what I'm saying? Or was it just something that was economic? You dig what I'm saying? Like, it was just human exploitation. Now, the justification of it in the West probably became racist. You feel me? The justification, right, of it in the West probably became what developed into racism, right? And I think probably in Africa, it was more ethnic and cultural, right, for the most part. And then the justification of it in the West, right, to maintain it or to keep subjugated a group of people, I think that became the racist part to it. So what y'all think about that?
Yeah, I can agree with that. You know, because even when I went and looked at because I think because basically what it means is that it was the first place it really became codified. You know what I mean? Is what they're saying in terms of race, Black race, right? Because we see it with the Sudan, like niggas been going all over the place, and like I said, other people, because normally the books we read are not text. We're reading the reports of the people that saw us. You know what I'm saying? Not the other way around. So the people that saw us were lighter, and they always was like, "Yo, that nigga darker than me. They Black, burnt face." You know what I'm saying? Like Ethiopian. They start trying to use. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was never racialized. It wasn't a hierarchy for that Ethiopian. You know what I'm saying? It was just that, and they just dark. Now, over here, there's a bunch of dark people. Sudan, land of the Black. There's a whole bunch of jet Black people over here. You know what I'm saying? Up there, darker than us. You know what I'm saying? So much so on. You know what I mean? And then when I look into the whole race, it's crazy because even white wasn't when it started off, wasn't for every European. There was a time where white was, let me see if I can share my screen, was just for like the elites were white because they stayed, it was to show the sign of eliteness because they stayed out in the sun. They weren't like, the more whiter you are, show that I ain't outside. You feel me? So privilege be called white. The ones that they didn't even call men white. You know what I'm saying? That would be an insult to a man because that means like, damn, you a man, you ain't even outside working, you in the house.
You ain't outside working, right?
Yeah. So we get to it. I'll get her to read it real quick. I was gonna walk it down, son.
The term race, used infrequently before the 1500s, was used to identify groups of people with a kinship or group connection. The modern-day use of the term race, identifying groups of people by physical traits, appearance, or characteristics, is a human invention. During the 17th century, European Enlightenment philosophers based their ideas on the importance of secular reasoning, rationality, and scientific study, as opposed to faith-based religious understandings of the world. Philosophers and naturalists were categorizing the world anew and extending such thinking to the people of the world. These new beliefs, which evolved starting in the late 17th century and flourished through the late 18th century, argued that there were natural laws that governed the world and human beings. Over centuries, the false notion that white people were inherently smarter, more capable, and more human than non-white people became accepted worldwide. This categorization of people became a justification for European colonization and subsequent enslavement of people from Africa.
So I was going to bring it into the whole, which is bringing it back into the whole African, the whole Black History Month.
Slavery as a concept has existed for centuries. Enslaved people, slaves, were forced to labor for another. We can point to the use of the term slave in the Hebrew Bible, ancient societies such as Greece, Rome, and Egypt, as well as during other eras of time. Within the Mediterranean and European regions, before the 16th century, enslavement was acceptable for persons considered heathens or outside of the Christian-based faiths. In this world, being a slave was not for life or hereditary, meaning the status of a slave did not automatically transfer from parent to child. In many cultures, slaves were still able to earn small wages, gather with others, marry, and potentially buy their freedom. Similarly, peoples of darker skin, such as people from the African continent, were not automatically enslaved or considered slaves.
You feel me? You feel me? That's getting to the point of what you was talking about, how it wasn't racialized. It was just like business. Like, yeah.
And it would have to have been.
Why? Held a different.
Go ahead.
It would have to have been, because like I said, that means that, that Africans who were participants in the slave trade, right, would have had the same racial connotations as Europeans.
Yeah.
And how could they have that when they were phenotypically, you dig what I'm saying, very similar to each other?
Right, and the Europeans wouldn't even try to work with them.
Exactly, if they was just slaves.
Right, yeah. So now we get to the word white.
Different meaning, too, and transformed over time. Before the mid-1600s, there is no evidence that the English referred to themselves as being white people. This concept did not occur until 1613 when the English society first encountered and contrasted themselves against the East Indians through their colonial pursuits. Even then, there was not a large body of people who considered themselves white, as we know the term today. From about the 1550s to 1600, white was exclusively used to describe elite English women, because the whiteness of skin signaled that they were persons of a high social class who did not go outside to labor. However, the term white did not refer to elite English men because the idea that men did not leave their homes to work could signal that they were lazy, sick, or unproductive. Initially, the racial identity of white referred only to Anglo-Saxon people and has changed due to time and geography. As the concept of being white evolved, The number of people considered white would grow as people wanted to push back against the increasing numbers of people of color due to emancipation and immigration. Activist Paul Kivel says, whiteness is a constantly shifting boundary separating those who are entitled to have certain privileges from those whose exploitation and vulnerability to violence is justified by their not being white.
Yeah. So I thought that was a little interesting piece to the white dynamic because, like I said, I had to buy. I didn't realize how that white term evolved. I know how it evolved when it got to America. You know what I mean? They start using it to classify different, separation, shit like that. But and then when they talk about the white women, and I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. You feel me? So yeah, that shit was. Like I said, I've been in a rabbit hole today.
You've been in the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You've been in the rabbit hole. It'll take you down one. Like when you put up that map of
Negroland.
Negroland, right? And you have stuff like Guinea, and then you got places like New Guinea, and you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like because they thought that they was looking at the same phenotype, so they was saying that these people got the same features as these people that we encountered in Africa, right? So if they are Guinea, then these people are Guinea too. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because they ain't been around the world. They can feel like a month. Like, hey, I go ahead. And there's black people here too.
Exactly.
What the hell is going on?
So that's what I'm saying. Race is phenotypic. You know what I mean? For the most part, people didn't have DNA and all of this stuff when they was coming up with the racial classifications. So when we see somebody who that has similar features that we usually ascribe to a race, we just say that person is of that race. You dig what I'm saying? Like if I see somebody in the South Pacific that has the circular eye socket and the tight curly hair and the protruding jaw, you dig what I'm saying? And the wider nasal cavity, I'm gonna say that's a black person.
Yeah.
That's a Negro because they have the features commonly attributed to that so-called racial group. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same way if you travel from southern France all the way up to goddamn Sweden, right? You think you're going to be looking at a grade of white people, right? All of them are not going to have the same features, so to say, but in general, right? They're going to be darker, but they're going to get lighter as you go, you know what I mean, further north. But they all going to be in the same general racial, so-called racial stock as the rest of them. That I think that's how we look at, you know what I mean, for the most part.
And that's how they got to the like Kyle was talking about. Kyle wanted to bring up the Hermetic hypothesis, and that's how they got to the Hermetic hypothesis. And they started saying, even though they saw the black tribes, they considered them white, right? Because they were saying because of the features. Now you got Caucasoid features. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, it's a black white dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all messed up. You feel me? It was all messed up, and it's kind of crazy. That kind of plays somewhat into the Tutsi. Was it the Tutsi and the Hutu? Like the Rwanda.
Yeah.
And the crazy too.
And
it goes to the right. So during the whole slavery thing, you had what's called the partus sequitur ventrum, right? So before the 1660. In English common law, the legal status of children followed the status of their father. So in the colonies, this doctrine followed the colonists, right? So if you was a white man and you had sex with a black slave, the child, due to the father was white, is free, right? So Elizabeth Key and enslaved biracial women sued for her freedom in Virginia on the basis that her father was white, and the court granted freedom to her and her child in 1656, right? So it's crazy, right? Like even right, and it speaks to the system, right? It's like because when you look back then, right, it was like even though it was racist as hell, it's like if you could beat them in court, they'll be like, all right, you got us. You know what I'm saying? And they'll keep to it. You know what I'm saying? But look, in response to this case, Virginia instituted partis sequitur venturum, making children legal status follow the mother. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, yeah, we got something for that. We put a change.
Got something for that,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they was dirty.
Yeah, and this is what I'm familiar with the Bacon's Rebellion. You know what I mean? When you had the poor white people fighting alongside the free enslaved Africans, this is what really led to the more terminology of it.
For the race to separate people, right?
Yeah, because like, oh, hold on,
can't have them all banded together,
right? Y'all unifying based on shared experiences. You know what I'm saying? So you feel me? And let me play it so that people can hear it somewhat. And it's funny because it leads to some of the jokes where they'd be like, I forgot a comedian. He said, as long as the poor whites just feel like they're better than the African Americans, they accept the condition at the end. You know what I mean? The reading of it.
Bacon's rebellion, link is external. In 1676 was a short-lived but had a long-reaching effect of deepening the racial divide in the colonial Chesapeake region. Coalitions of poor white people, free and enslaved Africans, rebelled against the rising planter class because they wanted to acquire land reserved for Virginia's indigenous people. Elite colonists determined that they needed to amass more native lands for their continued expansion, to pacify poor European colonists who sought economic advancement, and to keep a dedicated labor force to do the grueling agricultural work. By the mid-1700s, new laws and societal norms linked Africans to perpetual labor, and the American colonies made formal social distinctions among its people based on appearance, place of origin, and heredity.
Yeah, and this is where you start to tease out the terminology white, and you also see that it said place of origin and heredity. You know what I mean? That's why the Irish weren't considered white because of where they did the origin. You feel me? So that's why they, people say the Irish experienced racism, but it's not the same. But their experience was called xenophobia. You feel me? So the whites did look at the Irish the same way as the other white people. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yo, how you make that nigga sit back? The avatar.
Turn your phone sideways.
Something like that, yeah. There it is. Chess move. I think I made an avatar too. What's up? What's good, fam? Everybody coming to class. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's Sosa's world.
Yeah, it was good though. So how you do? How you feel about what's going the show so far?
Oh man,
issues.
Good information. No, I think y'all working it out. I mean, I really like what Sheffrin, bringing to the table. About the usage of words, whether they be archaic or old words or new words. As things change, I see where it could be useful with clarity when you speaking with those type of terms. Just inform that this was the time period when this was being used. I don't think it necessarily has to be looked at. I mean, you can still look at it as science. Doesn't really necessarily have to be totally looked at as through a racial lens. We knew back then, just going back, talking about the skull sizes and features. That's the way they was trying to, divide things out or see the differences, and that's what they noticed in the observation of science. And like he was talking about with the eye sockets and the progenitive,
the jawline and stuff. Because trust me, when Shake got the job said he think like when I read, he thought we saying the Egyptian population was Negroid. I know exactly what he means. He said, it's racist.
Exactly.
It's racist.
He was talking about people that look like him.
Yeah.
And he even defined it even more because he started talking about his people in Senegal, right?
Yeah.
That's clearly, the personification of Black African, right? He said that you will find the same skull types in Senegal amongst my people. And he actually what makes you know that he was really talking about it because he went to skull, right? That's phenotype. Then he even went to cultural things that the Senegalese have. Then he even went to the Senegalese language, right? So he was clearly trying to hook that up with so-called sub-Saharan Africa or Black Africa and his people in general.
Right. I
Sheikh
think
Anti Diop was wild, y'all. I'm telling you.
when he thought about Black Africa, though, I wonder, he included all Africa, Black Africa, don't think about it. Right.
Yeah.
He's not
Sub-Saharan,
thinking
yeah.
Black Africa in terms of like how we look at Black Africa from a sub-Saharan Africa component. He's
Yeah,
because
he was.
but he's all
Because he
the way up
thought
into
that
Egypt though.
no, he believed that those that those people, what we're gonna have to use those racial terms that he did, right? He
Yeah.
used Negroes and Black Africans. He believed that they were actually the progenitors of ancient Egypt, that they were the original Egyptians, and that they were pushed out, you dig what I'm saying, by invaders and later on by the Arabs that occupied, so-called Arabs that occupied nowadays.
So
But he
basically
believed
he's
that those
arguing
first
that
dynasties,
but what about the areas with like not just northeast, what about north? Is he thinking that's also Black Africa?
yeah, at that particular time, remember, they was of the belief that all people that's not Black Africans are invaders to
Invaders.
Africa. And they pushed out the original inhabitants, Black inhabitants, out into sub-Saharan Africa or
But when
further
Force the
south.
population down. Go ahead, Shay.
Right.
but when you use that word black, now we're not talking about like, see, that's that term that creates the confusion. When you talk about black, it means in my understanding it meant melanated, right?
Yeah, but
No,
Africans, but
no,
also
no.
African.
And there's diversity in that melanation. You know what I mean? Even though Arabs have melanin as well, and the Libyans have melanin as well. So, he was just trying to say it wasn't Caucasus. It wasn't Caucasian, Caucasoid.
Caucasoid, yeah, because Caucasoid
He
like
said Negro.
but
He
see that
said Negroid.
Caucasoid though is remember the Caucasoid is a phenotype.
Right. Where the
Yeah.
Caucasus
So he's
Mountains.
so he's saying it wasn't that phenotype. He's saying it
Right.
was a Negroid phenotype.
He said Negroid emphatically. See,
Emphatically.
there's no way around Diop in them, right?
Chef,
We
you going too hard. I think you're going too hard, bro.
It's just we like us.
no, you
He
want to
don't like
pull
us
it
to go
up?
hard on Shake at
You
the
pull
joke.
it up. No, I'm saying you're going too hard because he's just the whole conversation. See, the Europeans was basically trying to say that they were white people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's bringing he's bringing the proof that they were not Caucasoids; those were Negroids. And you trying to say that Sheikh Anta was basically saying that his people. No, he was like Sosa was saying, they were Negroid means. Remember that map Unc had up there just a few minutes ago, where it's
Negroland joint.
yeah, or Sosa had it up there with the
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
with the sub-Saharan there. You see all that brown. He said those skull classes are what found in Egypt, not the Caucasoid skull skull types that were found in Egypt. He's saying all of that. That's what Negroid is. It's the ones with the progenitor. You're gonna find that in Africa. You're not gonna find that in the Caucasoid Mountains or in Germany. The Neanderthal. You're not gonna find that. The Negroid is basically in Africa. That's the Negroid skull. But then they changed it because they were talking about brain sizes and stuff, and they couldn't really. They had to throw that out.
Right. And that's why I just read because they entered in what's called a craniometry.
Right, and also they begin to talk about instead of they moved the goalposts again, and then they began to talk about not the they talked about brain size, but they couldn't do that because certain cranials had smaller, but they were working with tools. They were smarter. So then they had to go to brain striations. And striations, you know how when you any of y'all fish, you know how when you catch a fish, I deep sea fish. So when you catch a fish or something, you've seen it on television, where some a fish gets it could be a fish or anything with color. Um, when they get startled, or when they have to move fast, or they light up, or they get caught, they get stressed, they light up. So when that flare up is the striations in the brain that shows how much activity is going on in the brain. Because I remember Sheikh Diop he was being a little smart. He said, "I bet if they check my striations, I bet they couldn't touch they couldn't compare to mine at all."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and because that's what I read at the beginning, and that's what took away from the credibility of the whole Negroid, right? But even when
right,
they were trying to do it in a race, they was trying to just categorize skull, right? Not saying that one skull is representation of all,
right,
but to say that this particular skull you will mainly find. We still do it today. This is generally aligned with this population. You know what I'm saying? But now we know in certain climate zones you may find that same
right.
type
Because they,
and different. Go ahead.
yeah, because they were comparing Artithecus afarensis. They were comparing uh, I forget what Lucy's the scientific name for hers is, but they were comparing all the Chad boy. They were comparing all these they were comparing them all. And there was, if I'm not mistaken, there were 5 skull types in Africa. 3 of them stayed in Africa and 2 of them left. And I think 1 or 2 died out. I think one or 2 died out in Africa.
You tell what time period. I'll be lost if I don't know what time period.
Yeah, you could
You might
pull
not
it
know the
up.
dates.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
know the date.
it was back there. It was before 200,000 or 300.
Because you're talking about Homo sapien or
Right,
archaic. Homo sapiens leave out maybe 150,000 or there. First
right,
Homo sapien leaves out.
right,
They don't really necessarily survive. At least a really
right.
good number. And then the next migration happened around 70, 60,000. So.
Yep. Right, right. So then, but then, where was I was going to say one more thing. This skulls. Yeah, go ahead and build. I'm getting old. My brain, it'll come back. But go ahead, keep building.
I was gonna go into the because when you're looking for Black Africa, I started looking to the Dark Continent. Right. When
Yeah,
you first say the Dark Continent, you think it's a Dark Continent because of the black people, right? And they
right.
were saying that the first it was like they based on it was dark because they didn't have any knowledge of it, right? So
Oh,
I'm gonna let them read it so you get a better understanding of it.
yeah. I just called it. It just came back to me. Thank
Go
you.
ahead, say it before I play it.
So see, back then, like we always talk about the scientific racism, the when they would talk about the Negroid, and then you got the progenitor uh chin.
Yeah, the mandible.
See, that's where they would try to push that linking of us. They know we're the oldest, right? The African is the oldest human, but they would try to push us towards, the monkey or the gorilla, um, and keep us down. That's why they created that picture, that fake evolutionary picture that went from. I mean, we know we
Old joint, the little old shit from the monkey walking up,
can,
little old shit.
yeah, you can pull that up too, but
Yeah,
but
but that was back in the day. Yeah,
although there is some truth to it, because we are old world. We come from old world primates or old world.
apes. Yeah, but the apes didn't. But that chart didn't really show the split between man and monkey.
Right,
It just got to show
right,
one line, one linear.
right.
Evolution didn't work like that. Yeah.
So that they try to put us right there at the first one, and then they want to put themselves as the last one.
Yeah, doing a scientific risk. Yeah, because European was supposed to be like they were trying to make the evolutionary point as the greatest.
Right. And but the thing about
first is the worst, and the other one that comes out as a more evolved type. That's what we're trying to argue.
it, they can't do that because that last one is anatomically modern man. And that was us from the beginning. And then some traits begin to change. Evolution. Well, I'd say chromosomal and evolutionary, and that was again there was a little bit of mix that one last mixed breed, which would have been the Neanderthal and the anatomic.
Yeah, hybrid. Yeah. I'm playing this piece on the Dark Continent.
But that's all I wanted to add. But yeah, Chef is on point.
Century, Europeans had little direct knowledge of Africa beyond the coast, but their maps were already filled with details about the continent. African kingdoms had been trading with Middle Eastern and Asian states for over 2 millennia. Initially, Europeans drew on the maps and reports created by earlier traders and explorers like the famed Moroccan traveler Ibn Battuta, who traveled across the Sahara and along the north and east coasts of Africa in the 1300s. During the Enlightenment, however, Europeans developed new standards and tools for mapping, and since they weren't sure precisely where the lakes, mountains, and cities of Africa were, they began erasing them from popular maps. Many scholarly maps still had more details, but due to the new standards, the European explorers, Burton, Livingstone, Speke, and Stanley, who went to Africa were credited with newly discovering the mountains, rivers, and kingdoms to which African people guided them. The maps these explorers created did add to what was known, but they also helped create the myth of the Dark Continent. The phrase itself was actually popularized by the British explorer Henry M. Stanley, who with an eye to boosting sales titled one of his accounts, Through the Dark Continent, and another, In Darkest Africa. However, Stanley himself recalled that before he left on his mission, he had read over 130 books on Africa. Imperialism.
You feel me? So, you feel me? That's another step to why they start redoing the maps. And it was basically the same thing with the like the whole Columbus thing. Like they'd be like, Columbus discovered America, then the Indians, the natives took them, showing where everything was at. And they'd be like, I discovered it. You know what I'm saying? So they went back to Africa, and then the natives take it, where this lakes at? And niggas show them where all the lakes at, where this river at. And then the Europeans come and like, yeah, I discovered that. I discovered the lake over here. You know what I'm saying? So
like nobody knew where anything was at until he pointed it out. But
right. They're the ones that show.
But my thing of it is we trying to give them so much credit. Oh, they changing this and they trying to change things. Nah, but hold up. How come they haven't changed the map yet? The whole globe map. Do you know how large Africa is? Unc mentioned it earlier. It is the second largest continent in the world. But when you pull it up go on the internet and pull it up, 99% of the time you're gonna see it still in that same small state as a small continent. Like North America is bigger. You can almost fit North America and South America inside Africa. So, and then how they got Europe as a continent, and we know that's not surrounded by water, by all the water, and then Greenland is still huge. You know how small Greenland.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah, they definitely. They definitely did it to make Africa look smaller. Like you would think it's pseudo, but it ain't. Yeah.
And Australia.
Prove that. Both one of y'all prove that.
What?
I got a guy trying to do
that. Africa on the map is not.
Yeah, it's not that they made it smaller.
You disprove.
No. I'm telling you, man. Come on, yo. If I'm not just saying it to try to be a Cartarian, yo.
No, you always do that.
I know I don't, nigga. I just probably read more than you. How about that? Now I'm gonna get arrogant since you don't want to listen.
Because I done forgot more.
Conversation where we at.
You done forgot more than
So go
I
ahead.
agree. You have forgotten more than me. I agree.
Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is, I used to teach it.
Disprove.
The Peterson projection map and all that, and how they tried to put us on top. In reality, it was hard to get that shit. Like we thinking you can get it like
Well,
to
we can get it
scale
now.
like that, yo, and it looks awkward on the map. Yo, look it up. We could just pull that up. Put that in Chat GPT.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't made that up, yo, because I used to teach it. So
Me
I'm just
either.
telling you how I got.
Yeah. You'll see.
And bring those trash cans.
Yeah, she getting in that ass.
Nah, she ain't talking to me, brother.
You
Talking to her son, brother.
you didn't even have to come back and respond. You should have just left that alone.
For what? Because you made that shit up. Now I got to respond.
Come on, bro. All right, I'm going back on mute. Go, pull it up. Let's go into that.
You looking it up, Sosa?
You put in Chat GPT.
Yeah. Why is Africa made small on maps, or is that it's hard because once you make something bigger, yeah, it's kind of hard. It's not what we was thinking, yo. That was some wild ass shit, yo. I thought that for up to about 2 years ago, yo.
No, it is.
All right, yo.
Watch. Because now see it from space, and we can see the real size of it. But they still
it's definitely bigger when you look at a map. That's not an argument. It's definitely big. Then it appears on the map.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to fit it on there if you put everything to scale. It'll wow. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you're giving them an excuse on why they making
Okay, let's just see if I'm just wrong. Now, come on, y'all. I ain't giving them my note. See that is that always the go through? Go ahead.
Yeah, and shoot, if you trying to be super technical, shoot, the Americas is not one not and it's really one big country.
Right. Yeah.
ChatGPT. Africa appears smaller on many maps due to the use of the Mercator projection, a map projection method created by Gerardus Mercator in 1569. The Mercator projection is a type of cylindrical map projection where the globe is projected onto a cylinder that touches the Earth at the equator. This projection was initially designed for nautical purposes, as it has the unique property of representing lines of constant course, known as rhumb lines, as straight segments that can serve the angles with the meridians.
Yeah, because it distorts shit. Shit be getting distorted.
ChatGPT.
Hold on.
I'm
gonna read the second part.
Yeah, that's important. It gets serious.
ChatGPT. Africa appears.
Come on. I want to start back. What was that?
However, the Mercator projection significantly distorts the size and shape of land masses as they move away from the equator. This distortion occurs because the projection stretches areas more as they get closer to the poles, in an attempt to maintain the shape and the angles of geographical features. As a result, land masses near the poles, such as Greenland and Antarctica, appear much larger than they are in reality, while regions around the equator, like Africa, appear smaller.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go to the next one, right?
So now you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it definitely looks that. Yeah, it definitely is falling though when you look at it.
But you can pull
the
up
reason. Saying the reason.
Nah, they give you the reason.
The reason wasn't.
We don't care about that reason. We talking about the size.
See.
No, it ain't about. No, I care about as far as being able to navigate the world. And
no, you don't. You don't want to have. You want to get lost. You want that shit to look like Africa. Fuck the world navigation.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just telling you the facts about how I still feel still make the land masses.
Can you just say I was right based off of established knowledge on map making? That's all I was trying to say, because I've been wrong for like 10 years with this shit. I tried to tell you.
You won. Africa is really small like that. You won.
No, they gave you particular reasons, yo.
Okay, but we wasn't talking about.
They said it could. We was thinking that they was actually trying to make Africa smaller.
Size of Africa.
It actually was.
Period. Just the size of Africa. We wasn't going into the reason why they wanted to why it is small. The navigational routes and being able to put the longitudinal lines and latitude lines. But to me, I feel like that's a bunch of bull anyway. A bunch of excuses. You still can make the land masses the way they're supposed to be. But y'all, that's just me.
Really? So we just throw away real map making. I used to think that too, though,
So keep
yo. You
favorite
know
or
what I'm
not?
saying?
It ain't about what did you think? Because you saying you used to think like I did. What did you think?
Yeah, I used to think that they was making it smaller and made all that shit, you know what I
It does
mean?
all.
Racism into somebody caught me out there, yo, with my
I'm,
chin
I'm,
sticking out there, yo.
I'm not saying that they. I'm not
It wasn't that.
not
It's about
100%
the polls and all that shit, the technical shit that we don't understand, the
you just
map making shit.
with the information that they just gave. Let's stay
Yeah,
on
you get it?
point though.
It say to address the
Let
distortion. Don't say nothing
let
about
but
racism.
give the people the
Huh?
understanding that Africa is a big behind continent. Now,
Well,
Sosa would be the honors
yeah, they
of
teach it. They teach
map.
it, but they teach it though that is the second largest. But like I said, on the map, it's gonna look the way it's
Yeah,
gonna.
because they trying to do something.
You got to concede. You
So,
got to concede that
so
one.
will you do me the honors of bringing up a map that shows the actual sizes of the continents, not the what was the name of the specific map
You got the Peterson projection map,
Yeah, the Peterson projection.
and
Yeah,
that distorts shit.
that's the one that distorts. So bring up the one that
No, that's
does.
the one that they supposed to did it right. Remember, called
yeah, it's accurate.
Which one? Give me a map that we can pull out that would show the correct side.
there is no such thing, yo. It's gonna always get
Yeah,
distorted
That would
because they
show
trying
it.
to deal with nautical
That
shit.
would make Africa look like the second
All
largest.
you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is Google it, and then
Man,
it'll.
they just drew that
All
shit
right,
because
put
it's
that in Chat
convenient.
GPT, yo.
Yeah,
But
We
Chat
got a
GPT
map right behind our head in school. Look, we got to see that map right there over top of your head on the right.
is not going to give you a map or image.
No, we're gonna
They
ask them:
can.
is it
They can.
distortion of Africa on
What map?
maps?
What
Is it
map
because of
shows?
racism?
We
Let's
all
see. Let's see.
no.
What map shows Africa as the second
Nobody
largest
said
continent? We're gonna do that. We'll put what
no.
map shows
You're,
Africa as the second largest continent. Put that.
man, don't follow that up. Don't. That's being silly, man. It's
man, that's
not.
because it's convenient, bro. That's how they do it like that, bro.
No, it's not even that, yo. We just read it. We just
No,
heard
all
them.
I'm asking
What it
is
say?
all
What
I'm
it say?
asking.
Oh, you missed it. Did it really good?
Yeah, I
All I'm
missed it.
asking is to pull up
It's called the Gall Peters projection. The Gall Peters projection. So
map.
that's what it is. It's. I'm looking it up. I'm trying to, bro. I'm not. I'm trying to just look it up fair. I put in.
It's
You might be.
easy.
Hold on. You might be fighting against. It said. I said what map shows Africa as the second largest continent. It said maps that aid and show the true size of the continents and countries more accurately with a focus on preserving aerial portion
See,
to represent
that's the
Africa as the
word.
second largest continent effectively. One well-known example of such map projection is the Gall-Peters projection. So I'm about to try to pull a Gall-Peters projection map up so we can look at it and see what it looks like.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Yo, because you can't do it because they trying to do something more than just fight, make it racist and make it seem like they better. They actually trying to
We're
use the map
talking,
for a real reason, yo. That's
not
what I'm
talk,
trying to say, yo.
we're not talking about racism right now.
Oh,
We are talking about
wow. I thought
actual
that's what
land.
we was talking about.
We are talking about actual land size.
So we off that. We off the original
Yeah,
point, then we moving on.
we
So
off
you
that.
admit you was tripping. Like I was.
What did I say about what am I?
You
What
said
was I?
they said they made Africa smaller because they was racist. That's what you said.
Did I say that? Rewind the tape. Did I actually say that?
You see
I
the
said. I
this is
said
the
Africa.
Gall-Peters projection map. You see it?
Yeah, that's the. I told you. That's the Peterson. Oh, that's the Gall. What I
Gall-Peters.
say? What did I say?
There's a better.
Peterson.
There's better maps than that.
It's better maps than that. What more you want, yo?
No,
Well,
I'm saying.
that'll show Africa the second largest. You look at it.
Yeah,
You,
I agree.
you know another one.
But there are better panoramic view. That was more like flat, but there are better ones that are a little
Oh,
more.
man.
I can ask for a panoramic view.
But that's fine. I mean,
I
that's
can go
fine.
back. I can just go back
But,
chat GPT. That's what panoramic.
okay, now show you see that one, and then show the difference between the other one.
You could type in Google Globe and it's accurate on that.
Okay, let's see.
Type in Google Globe.
Yeah, you could do, what was it called? You could pull up the what was the back in the day we used to Google. I guess it's Google Maps, but it used to be the globe, and you could spin the globe around and all that. But you can actually,
You spin around and shit. Yeah.
yeah, I forget. Is that Gullah?
Yeah, that's Globe. Yeah, Google Globe.
What up?
Or Google Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they know
some
joint from
Yeah,
back in the school.
Earth. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
but they were just explaining the joint from back in the school how they would explain why you couldn't do it. Why they weren't able to do it with the glow from the shit from Google back.
Google Earth. Don't they still got Google Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What time is it, yo?
We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, y'all got a meeting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Rock out, yeah.
Huh?
I needed more time to get all my bullets off.
Oh, we see we can pick it up. We just getting started. It was a good ass conversation. Yeah. I think we came with some final points. We finally admitted. Finally see.
Yeah, we got technology now. No, we do it the right way.
Yeah, we kill that argument shit all the time.
We in a science class now.
Yeah, we ain't got to trip on it. We can just be straight to the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lying. They ain't lying.
Yeah, that's how you know you won when they say that.
Got him. Yeah, got him. Yeah.
That's how we know we got him when they start saying he's lying.
Yeah, John right there. Oh.
This satellite, so this accurate.
Yeah,
this like, you know what I'm saying?
Take the clouds, convectional atmospheric clouds off. Can you remove the atmospheric clouds to clear it up to just see land? I think there's a way that you, in one of the settings, you can go in and just
see it. You see it? You see the cloud now? You see it?
Yeah, I see it. Because I think this might be, like Gullah was saying, this might be more live now, to where it showed. Before it didn't show like a bunch of.
And that dope shit, we ain't got to worry about nothing that, everything at. Zoom in on that joint.
All right, it says the portrayal of Africa size on maps, particularly on the commonly used Mercator projection, has been a subject of discussion regarding geographical representation and accuracy. The Mercator projection created by the Flemish geographer.
But like you said,
get right here. Hold on, let me say this. The distortion is not necessarily an attempt by Europeans to diminish the importance or size of Africa deliberately, but in an inherent characteristic of its particular map projections. It say the Mercator projection was widely adopted because of its navigational usefulness, not because of a concerted effort to misrepresent the size of Africa or any other landmass. There are many different types of map projections, each with its own set of compromises, as it is impossible to perfectly represent a spherical Earth on a flat map without some distortions. The Gall-Peterson projection, for example, is an attempt to provide a more size-accurate representation of the world, including Africa, which appears much larger relative to the countries like Greenland or Russia than on the Mercator projection. The choice of map projection can influence the perception of the importance or size of different regions, leading to discussions about political, psychological implications of map design. Awareness of these issues has led to the increased use of a variety of projections in educational and professional contexts to provide more nuanced understanding of the world geographies. So yeah, so basically what it's saying is we got it on the show. Yeah, I mean the way you saying it, the way I used to say it, we got it on the show. So they wanna then why not just bring out the education on why it's like that? When you teaching geography, and I think that's what they don't do in the schools.
I just asked for the people. That's what we just did, and that's what I just asked for the people.
Okay. I'm with you.
Chessman, we back, baby. We brothers again, Chessman.
No, did he agree to that sentence though? I don't know. I ain't.
Yeah, he agree.
Did you realize you misread that, Chessman?
Bro. We ain't got that much time to be. We don't got that much time to be.
How much time we got left, yo? What that show at, yo? With
6:25. So we rocking too.
Oh, we ain't got that much time. Okay, I wanted to play that shit. That nigga couldn't get that sentence right, Chessman. I was like, "Would you watching something else yesterday, yo?"
Who tried to read on Sonetta?
I was on Sonetta. We had Asar came on that motherfucker.
Who MK?
Yeah, he wanted to read a different sentence. Well, I was like, "What?"
Oh, you made him read the same sentence?
It was the different sentence, but he didn't know the word the latter. So if I say Shesmu, right? He's a meta-netic teacher, and he has certain. Hold on, let me say this. Shesmu is a meta-netic teacher, and he has certain ways he interprets the Black land. And Sosa has a way of interpreting the glyphs and making things accurate. The latter is who I actually agree with. So who am I saying I agree with, Shesmu? Am I saying I agree with you, or am I saying I agree with Sosa?
You're saying you're agreeing with Sosa, but in that statement yesterday, you both were actually wrong.
Oh man, you crazy, bro.
The ladder is the last.
That's it, yo.
No, listen to me. It was talk. Actually, that was only that was one sentence. And then that second sentence said, Sonaran, this was confirmed or affirmed by Sonaran of the latter. And it was, and then it went on to say it was that same sentence was talking about the Kemetu and Kemet. It was just referring to the latter was affirmed as far as the how it was. What am I looking for?
Yeah, the last.
No, it was.
Said real quick. Hold on.
Pull it up. How it was.
Yeah, latter means last.
I'm beyond that already. I'm talking about. Sentence actually said it was talking about how it was transliterated, or it was confirmed by Sonoran's transliteration. The latter was affirmed by Sonoran's transliteration. That's all it was saying, is that the Kemetu, then the Kemu was the affirmation was done by some. That's all it says. The latter meaning all of it. The last sentence. It wasn't talking about the different.
What talking about. I gotta see.
Pull the sentence up.
I don't know why we ain't finna. I'm not pulling that shit off for this show.
No, not that.
Sure,
it's a different.
Sure by the end, we got a dip. So we're not finna.
All right. Well, you do the research on that, and then you come get back with.
I'm not doing no research on comprehending sentences, man. I've been doing it since I was in the damn second grade. You tripping?
Information. Or go back to Sunday. What you call me? You'll see it.
You said we both was right. I ain't listening to you.
I said we both were wrong.
Wow.
So hold on. So even if you take that sentence out, when the lead up to it was saying that Sonoran was of the traditional understanding of the word Kemet. So right there, it shows that he wasn't in agreement. If he was of the Diop had a whole different
some new shit
reason for the word, right? So if Sonoran had the traditional, you know what I mean,
what sentence traditional. What sentence you talking about?
No, above that, when the paragraph first started, it was talking about how Sonoran was of the traditional understanding of the word. You dig what I'm saying?
Wait. What word? We're not talking about the same. We're not talking about the same information.
You didn't get that one right neither, though. That's the hard. That's the crazy part.
So hold on.
But the thing about
if he held to the traditional, if he held to what everybody else was saying,
right both times.
Right? No, but if he held
not even on.
So
You're not on the same conversation, bro. Let that go.
who not?
You're not. Let that.
No,
Oh
that's we
man.
all talking about the
Y'all
same
go,
thing.
y'all go to y'all meeting and make that money.
No, so hold on, bro. You
Uh,
think that sentence that y'all are
Hmm.
arguing about stands alone, and the rest of the paragraph don't have nothing to do with it?
Please get your son.
My
Please,
son.
no. I mean,
Disrespectful, yo. See, y'all just stay
I'm
okay.
there.
not
Please
tripping
get.
off that. Oh, I'm
Please
not
get.
tripping off that.
Please
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah. You go ahead.
be where you.
I got my
Please.
son's
No,
home,
Chess, well,
yo.
we brother. You can't shoot below the belt at the
He
end of
shoot
the
him on the
show.
Y'all let
belt.
Take
y'all
it
let
back, Chess. Take it back,
with
Chess.
that
Come on, man.
day
Take it
every
back,
5 minutes. Cut it out,
I
Chef.
say, take it back, Chess. Well, you shoot
Okay,
below the belt.
I'm gonna tell you, Chef.
Let him get it off, y'all. Let
We
him
gotta
get
Chef.
it
end it.
off.
No,
No,
end
it's
in peace.
see that's a shot right there.
Oh man.
It's not a
We gotta
get
end
off.
in peace. See,
Chef.
Corey popping. Hey, Corey, there, you had to edit the show, Corey. With your cane.
Yeah, you're definitely going
You
to.
just about Corey, like, yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta.
Reggie just went live. Reggie just went live on the chemistry thing. He
Okay.
said he about to end the
All right, cool.
he about to
Yeah, I
end the
caught check
whole
it.
thing.
Okay.
He
Hey,
heard enough of y'all.
after we finish this little
Oh, so you
joint,
don't want Chef to get corrected? All right,
yeah,
I'm
after we finish this little thing we
Correct
doing
me,
and shit,
please.
are you trying to go live again?
Yeah. As soon as we finish the meeting, we're gonna go live again.
Yeah, so we for the
And
meeting
see
there.
once again who can actually read.
Yeah.
Because all my conscious community career, they told me I couldn't read. And then I realized it wasn't me, it was them.
Bye. Yeah.
I couldn't
I'm
figure it
gonna
out,
pop into
Sosa.
that. I'm gonna pop into that one. I ain't fighting. I'm not doing that. Putting
Hey,
that shit.
Sosa.
I'm gonna
I
let you
couldn't
share the
figure it
screen to
out.
go to that shit again. I ain't doing that shit.
Hey, Kosa. So I was like,
Yeah.
damn, niggas ain't never told me I couldn't read. I said, damn. I said, yeah, sometimes I might stumble over words, sound like get it right. But nigga ain't
But
never
I've
told me
never
I
been the
couldn't
nigga
read.
who couldn't read.
Right? I was like, damn. I said, I can read fast, slow, depending on how I'm feeling. Right? I say, niggas, I was like, damn, they say I can't read. And then it always gave me solace. I said, these some dumbass motherfuckers. So it ain't that for real. Don't feed into it. You gonna catch them one day for real. And we finally figured it out, yo. That they actually can comprehend sentences that they read at all.
It's like
That-
in this community is the only place I've been called stupid.
and-
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
Yeah.
I walk around this motherfucker. I was a pretty intelligent motherfucker. Like,
You're a whole
come in
teacher.
here, I'm a dummy.
You're a whole teacher in real life with textbooks.
Right.
No, been saying that shit though.
Ooh.
Double X.
What?
Oh, what did he say?
He was
What he
like,
said?
it's reading comprehension.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
do
saying,
that.
yeah.
That was his fucking. He's always beat that shit. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, niggas reading comprehension is
Yeah.
not up to standard.
Yeah, but he'll go, he'll fuck up too, though.
And
He'll
he'll
do
mess up, but he was on
yeah.
point. But he look,
He-
everybody fuck up now. But when he was on point, that nigga,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
was stabbing
yeah,
niggas in the side. Now, you feel me?
yeah, he was. And
Yeah.
then he get irate with it.
Yeah,
He
he,
don't he,
yeah, he
yeah,
go, he go,
he
he
don't
go
know when he
concrete Corey.
already done won.
He go concrete
He
Like,
Corey
go
bro,
with a
country coy.
yeah. The bite of
yeah,
Benin on his ass.
right.
He started to stabbing everybody.
Listen, they don't realize that you can only win small battles in the conscious community. You're not going to win a whole war in one Zoom meeting.
Oh,
It
not
don't work like that, yo. You got to win small wars. You win
yeah,
this battle. I mean, you win this small battle. You win this battle, then you go on to the next battle. But trying to fight the whole war in one
yeah.
setting,
You gonna
no.
lose.
These dudes, they too ingrained with it,
Yeah,
right?
you
They
will.
going, yeah, you're not getting Reggie out of there
Yeah,
in one battle. You
right.
can damage him, right? You can cripple his argument and what, but you're not just completely taking yo out. Like it's not happening.
You got to keep them
You
on the
feel
same
me?
battlefield because they
And
start
they're
coming
gonna
all
they're
different
gonna make up
directions. You
shit.
can't control what an
Mm-hmm.
argument.
They're gonna do a whole presentation to make you forget what you really was arguing about.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Where
Peace
the
to
hell is the
y'all.
link at? What's up,
I was
man?
I was listening to a podcast today, and the guy was talking about similar to what y'all was just saying. He was saying like when you're in a conversation with somebody, right, and when you got to understand that to get them to change their mind, you also trying to get them, or you're also trying to get them to give up something, to accept what you giving them, right? They also giving up something. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, I think that was some wisdom. Maybe I should keep for myself. You know what I'm saying?
No, Corey, if they can't
And
read a
even if
sentence, yo, you can't do nothing with that, regardless.
And even if you disagree, you gotta understand. I learned that too with psychology. You gotta understand why that person believe what they believe. Even if you don't believe it, you gotta understand why that person believe what they believe, why they believe what they believe. To better attack their arguments. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know. I know we gotta do this meeting, man. It's probably gonna last about an hour. Then we'll come back up and we'll crank it up, jump back on again, and go live again, man. So, Corey, if you get time, man, fall back through, fam. Stew peas.
Oh, my bad. What you say, Sosa? Y'all finna,
Yeah, we had a meet set up at 6:30.
No, y'all.
Oh,
Y'all.
my bad. Okay.
Hey, Corey, can you hear me, Corey? Corey.
Yeah, I hear you.
All that shit you just listened to with intelligence high level, yo, if a person can't comprehend a sentence, yo, you can't have it. It's not what we could do. It's none of the shit we thought it was. It's reading comprehension. We need to get an English teacher on this motherfucker. That's the only way we're gonna do it. 5th grade reading teacher. Yo, you think I'm not? Listen, bro.
5th grade, yeah.
Yeah, yo. Hey, yo, listen to me, yo. Listen, bro. We had to put that shit in Chat GPT. 5th grade, explain like a 5th grade. Remember that shit? Still didn't get it. I was like, drop it down to 2-year-old. C spot run. Fire engine is red. And it goes bomb, bomb when there's a fire. Now, what is that sense saying? Man, look, yeah, it ain't none of that shit we thinking, yo. Oh my God, you got Nepal on this. You got not Nepal, the Nepali. They want us to believe that electricity wasn't discovered until Benjamin Banneker. What the hell is wrong with this lady in the middle of? I'm gonna blast her, yo. She got to get blasted, yo.
I'm not finna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna blast her. Just for fucking around on Black History Month, yo.
You gotta let evolution kill people, bro. Said like certain people just need to die off. You gotta let you don't educate them and let them spread genes to the next world, man. Let them die off with that bad information, man. I swear to God, that's crazy.
She got the Egyptian light bulb. Remember the light bulbs, yo? Remember that shit? We all went through that.
Ancient aliens, joint.
Yeah, she on the ancient alien shit. Talking about they want us to believe
the big ass flower.
Yeah, yo, it's just right. It's a lotus flower, yo. She in this motherfucker tripping.
But that give you an idea. Think about where you was at when that shit was palatable to you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Man, now that let you know where they at 15.
Yeah. She's 15 years behind.
Oh my God. You feel me? Like you can't fight that, bro. How you gonna get somebody 20 years behind up to speed?
Yeah. And can't read and comprehend. You're right. 15 years behind and no reading comprehension.
Yeah, too far behind.
Yeah, too far behind. But it makes for a good show, though.
Y'all doing another show? Y'all what y'all doing? Another show or something?
Yeah, we're gonna do another show.
Yeah, we gotta do a little meeting real quick. After the meeting, then we go down do another show. So I will probably pop up on Reggie. I'll connect to you and go over there and see how you fuck it up. Shout out to Reggie.
Reggie.
Yeah, there we go. Pop it again and rock.
Shout out to Reggie, mentioning it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie live. Okay.
Live.
Yeah. I done missed the whole show and everything.
Yeah, you ain't catch him on today.
I thought y'all was just getting started.
You got this whole show.
All right, y'all, we out of here, man. Go ahead, Sosa, get us out of here, man.
All right, peace.
Yeah, man. All right, peace, Corey, man. Peace, Gullah, man. Thank everybody for coming through, man. Look, man, check back in about an hour or so, man.
All right, peace.
Wrap this thing back on up, man. Peace, Gideon, man.
All right, peace.
Man, Sula Killers.
What y'all finna do?
We gotta do a meeting real quick, and then for the little shit coming up this weekend.
You know, we got this Egypt houses coming up for real.
Figure out the questions and all that shit.
Get your questions together, everybody. Get your favorite Black Owlsy questions. Get them ready.
Yeah. For sure. But all right, y'all. Peace.
I ain't asking her none of that. Y'all do it look stupid. That lady looking at us like it was crazy. What? Like, what? They don't even talk about that half the stuff we be talking about. Fighting, losing friends.